Hola, estudiantes. Okay, our grammar for this unit is the informal command, but we need to go back and do the formal command and do a review on that because it pops up in this unit. The formal command was taught in 1412 in 7. Okay, so we're going to go back to that first. Okay, formal command, singular and plural, it's when you tell someone to do something. The formals are usted and ustedes. For regular verbs, you can go right from the third person and change the vowel. Okay? For everything else, you must go from the first person so that you can pick up anything that might be off, all the crazies. Stem changers and yogos and spell changes and all super irregulars. Let's practice. So, formal command, either usted or ustedes, is derived from the opposite root vowel. So an AR verb, the opposite root vowel would be an E. So in the usted command, your verb would end with an E. And in the ustedes command, your verb would end in EN. For ER verbs, your usted form would end in an A, your ustedes form would end in AN. For IR verbs, usted would end with an A, ustedes with an AN. Let's look at the verb comprar. This is a regular verb, okay? We want to start at the first person so we can pick up any weirdos. We know that this is a regular verb. We're not going to come across any weirdos, but just to follow the pattern. Yo compro. Bring it down, C-O-M-P-R. Now I'm going to look at comprar. That's an AR verb. What is the opposite root vowel? It's going to be an E, compre. Now I'm commanding you, buy. In the ustedes form, it would be compran with an an. When I conjugate it, I need to switch it to the opposite vowel, compren. Now I've changed it to the command form. Escribir. It's another regular verb, so starting with a yo form isn't necessary, but it is good practice so that we can pick up anything weird. So yo escribo, bring it down. Escribe, go to the opposite vowel. This is an IR verb, so the opposite vowel would be an A. Okay, and change that to AN. Now you're talking in the command form. Pause the video and practice this. We're doing the usted and ustedes, and then come back for responses. These are all regular verbs. All right. Limpiar usted. Limpie. Limpien. Okay, opposite root vowel. Leer. Lea. Lean. Comer. Coma. Coman. Bailar. Baile. Bailen. Escribir. Escriba. Escriban. Comprender. Comprenda. Comprendan. In the regular usted form, this would have ended in an A, this would have ended in an E, this would have been an E. In the command, switch the vowels. Do the same thing in the ustedes, just add the N for the plural. When we have stem changers, we do need to make the stem change. Stem change happens in the third person singular and plural, right? So we're going to follow our same pattern, start with the first person just in case there's something weird going on there. Bring it down and change to the opposite vowel. Original vowel should be pide, opposite vowel, pida. Same with the plural, pidan. We've changed it to command now. Now this is where going to the first person singular will save us because these all have changes in the yo form. And we want to pick up those irregularities from the yo form when we form the usted and ustedes command. So hacer in the yo form is hago. Bring that down. H-A-G. Opposite vowel, haga. I've now put usted in the command form, haga. Plural, hagan. Conocer. This is a spelling change, and we'll pick up that spelling change in first person. Conozco. Bring it down. Conozca. Conozcan. Traer. Traigo. Bring it down. Opposite vowel. Traiga. Traigan. Here's some stem changers and yogos to practice. Pause the video, fill in your responses, and then come back. Pedir, pida, pidan. Volver, vuelva, vuelvan. Pensar, piense, piensen. Jugar, juegue, jueguen. Hacer, haga, hagan, traer, traiga, traigan. Now you know I always write in a superscript the stem change. Your book doesn't do that, right? These are things that you have to start remembering now, which verbs are stem changers. What if we have spelling changers? Okay, same process. Spelling changers are the verbs that end in car, gar, or zar. So start with the first person, busco, bring it down. Opposite vowel would be an E. If I added this, it would say buste. Well, that doesn't retain the same k, k, hard K sound that I have in buscar, right? So I need to make a spelling change. So I change the C to a QU, and that solves the problem. QU gives me that hard K sound, busque, and make it plural, busquen. Entregar, entrego, bring it down, change to the opposite vowel. When I add an E to this, it sounds different now. Entreje. That's not the same hard G, g, from entregar. So I need to add a U after the G to give me that strong G sound. Entregue, entregue. Now, organizar, the Z and the C are going to make the same sound for us. It doesn't make the same sound in some parts in Spain and Chile and other places. So remember, if you see a ZAR verb, you're going to change the Z to a C. Organice, organicen. Okay, then we have our super irregulars. These just need to be memorized. Okay, so you probably want to take a picture of those. I'm just going to put 3 of them here. Ir is going to be vaya. Definitely an IR verb, right? And its opposite letter would be an A. Saber, that's an ER verb, so it's going to be sepa, sepan. Super irregular. Ser, sea, sean. Okay, here's some practice for you with usted and ustedes. These are regular, super irregular, yogos, spelling changers. It's got it all. Pause the video and then come back for responses. Note that some are usted and some are ustedes. Okay? Número 1. Go to the market. I'm commanding you to go to the market. Vaya usted al mercado. I don't need the usted, but I can definitely keep it. And I'm going to keep it just to remind myself. Students, sean ustedes buenos estudiantes. Look for your notebook. Busque usted su cuaderno. Ask for a pencil. Pidan ustedes por un lápiz. Do the homework. Haga usted la tarea. Bring the soda. Traigan ustedes el refresco. Dance at the party. Baile usted en la fiesta. Write in Spanish. Escriban ustedes en español. Buy a ticket. Compre usted un boleto. Read the book. Lean ustedes el libro. You'll notice the command form has actually been used since 1411 in the instructions given to you in your homework. Now what do we do if we have reflexive or direct object pronouns? With pronouns, we can attach them in the affirmative, okay, when I'm telling someone to do something, but in the negative, when I'm telling them not to do it, I'm not allowed to attach. I'm going to practice this with you. Okay, so here we have, when I have a pronoun to not do something, okay, over here, I'm going to put the no first, then the pronoun, then the verb. No se sienten. That turns out to be 3 words. No lo pidan. This is a reflexive pronoun, se. This is a direct object pronoun, lo. If it is an affirmative thing, I'm telling you to do it, I can attach the reflexive pronoun or the direct object pronoun, but I'll need to add an accent, okay, onto the stem of the verb. Siéntense, pídanlo. Okay. 1 word on affirmative, 3 words on negative. Let's practice. You wake yourself up. Wake yourself up. Okay, that's a reflexive verb. First, who am I commanding? Usted. What is the verb for to wake oneself up? Despertarse. And it's a stem changer, an AR verb, and it's reflexive. That's information. AR and se is information. Let me conjugate despertar for third person singular for the usted form. I need to make the stem change. Despierta. Change the A to the opposite vowel. Despierte. If this is affirmative, I can attach the pronoun. For a reflexive pronoun for usted, it's going to be se. If it's a negative sentence, then I need to start with a no and then the se. This one is affirmative. Wake yourself up or wake up. Despierte, attach, se. Look, despierte, se. Okay, you, don't dress yourself. Don't get dressed. Who am I commanding? Usted. What is the verb? Vestir, vestirse, right? It's reflexive. I need to conjugate vestir for third person singular, which is the usted form. I need to change that E to an I. Viste, change the E to the opposite vowel, vista, and the pronoun would be se. This one says don't dress yourself, so I'll be using this formation. No se, and the verb would be added. No se vista. Don't dress yourself. Don't get dressed. Y'all, now it's y'all. Sit yourselves down. Who am I? Ustedes. What is the verb? Sentarse. It's an E to IE. I need to go to third person plural. So the E changes to IE, conjugate the verb, ends in AN. Change the A to the opposite vowel, sienten. Now the pronoun is se, and if it would be no se, this one's in affirmative, so I'm going to take sienten and I'm going to attach se and add an accent. Sienten se. You open them, and them is books. Now we're looking at direct object pronouns. Who am I commanding? Usted. The verb is abrir. Conjugated for third person singular, abre. Change to the opposite vowel, abra. Now I need the pronoun that would represent books. Los libros, the pronoun would be los. And this is an affirmative sentence, so I can attach abra and attach los and add an accent. Ustedes, don't ask for them. Them referring to las verduras. Who am I commanding? Ustedes, the verb is to ask for, pedir. Third person plural, it's an E to I. Piden, change the E to the opposite vowel. Pidan, we're looking for the pronoun now. The pronoun is going to be las, referring to verduras. And this is a negative sentence, so it's no las, and then I'm going to add my verb. No las pidan. Don't ask for them, referring to the vegetables. Okay, here's just a screenshot of what we've just gone over. So we have the summary of formal command. AR verbs go E to EN. ER/IR verbs go A or AN. In the affirmative command, you give the verb and then you attach the pronoun. It's one word and add an accent. Negative will be no plus the pronoun plus the verb in the command. That's the same thing over here. If you're adding pronouns, split them up on the no, attach on the yes. We definitely want to make the stem changers. We got to be careful with our sound changers, car-gars are verbs. And then these are your super irregulars that you just need to memorize.